Hey everyone, it's Les here, and we're coming to you in the springtime here in Edmonton. And as you can see behind me, the pond is still iced over, and it's kind of a nice day to take the Camaro out for a little bit of a drive, and a little bit of a sad day here for me because the famous Ric Flair 2010 Supercharged Camaro SS is going to be put on the old auction block, and pretty soon I won't own the car anymore, so this is kind of the last time that I'm able to take the car out for a spin. Well, maybe not the very last time, but amongst the last time. So decided to come out here to the park and enjoy the day, take the car out for a spin, and take a last video here of me with the car and say goodbye to the Ric Flair special. Hopefully it goes to a good owner that's going to look after it. The car here is nicely decked out, and it's fun to drive, believe me. Probably the most fun thing about it is the fact that it's a 6-speed, and the exhaust system on it is really nice. You know, it's not as nice as let's say somebody that took the cats off and took the mufflers off and just has straight pipes, but man, it's the next thing best to it. When you're downshifting coming up to a set of lights, this thing just gives a good burp and a little bit of backfire and stuff like that, and people look around. In fact, I parked the car here at the park here, and a couple of people came by, a guy and a girl, and the girl says to me, "Hey, can I go for a ride with you in your car?" So it kind of gets those kind of comments, and it's definitely a looker. We're definitely having fun here while we still own the car. I just took it out and got a little bit of a car wash, and while I was at the car wash there, I got a bunch of thumbs up from people. So having a car that is white in color, a couple of racing stripes on it, and nice sounding exhaust system definitely is a fun thing to have. So we'll go around here and give you a last little shot of the car. Yeah, this is it. This is the Ric Flair special. She's blacked out on the front end here. And it's got those nice little hashtags there. You either love them or hate them, but this is the way the car came from the dealer. Just the way you see it here. It's got the little Supercharged logo here. And below that, the little GM logo. On the interior, it's your typical 2010 layout. The only thing it's really missing, I would say, is a boost gauge. There's no boost gauge in here. There's a complement of gauges, but it's more of a couple of temperature gauges, oil pressure, and battery gauge there. And then up on top, you've got another temperature gauge and your fuel gauge. Tach and speedometer. But other than that, it's kind of cool. It's got the red accent lighting at nighttime on the top edge of the door panels on the curved part there. It's got nice orange seats in it in the front. SS logos on the headrests. In the back, matching orange seats. Yeah, and it came. Some people don't like stuff like this, you know, where you've got, you know, some plastic over top of those fake air vents in there. But it came like that from the factory. Same thing with the ground effects that you see there. Well, I shouldn't say from the factory. I should say from the dealer. I don't know exactly who did the prep work on this car, but it's definitely a one-of-a-kind car. And here you can see a 6.2 supercharged logo. Davenport did put this car on the Dyno, and it is the SS model. Just to go through some of the other paperwork on this car here, let me show you this. Hopefully I can get a good shot of it here. If I open it up here. Here you can see the dyno that was done on the car at Davenport. And we have a maximum power 576 horsepower and maximum torque 538 horsepower. And interesting enough, there's this paperwork that came with the car, which is certificate of title. Well, let me show you this. This is from the state of North Carolina. Keep in mind, I'm in Canada, so this Canada was originally an American, or this car was originally a U.S. car, and the car was originally owned by a guy by the name of Ric Flair. Now you can see that here. You see the owner's name and address there, Richard Morgan Flair, F-L-I-E-H-R. So that's his actual spelling of his name, but in the wrestling circles, he's known as Ric Flair. And here is another sticker in here with his name on it. So apparently he owned this car, and there's lots of documentation on Camaro5.com about this car. There's even some postings by me from it, but here you go. This is the certificate of repossession. It was repoed from Ric Flair. So why or how that happened, I don't know. Have to ask Ric Flair about that. But you can see here's some of the info on it. Highline Motors, la-di-da-di-da. So there's the official paperwork on the car showing that Mr. Ric Flair did indeed own the car, and now it's owned by me. and I'm going to be selling the car. I had fun with it. I've owned the car since last August, and now it's April. So I've owned it for 6 months or so, and I've already bought myself a ZL1, 2014 ZL1. So that'll be my next car coming up, and this one here I've had an awful lot of fun with, and we'll be selling this car here right quickly. So that's it. That's the story. That's the story on the Ric Flair Badass, Ric Flair wheelin' dealin', whatever you want to call it, Badass 2010 Supercharged white SS Camaro. That's the story on it here today. So thanks a lot. Hope you enjoyed the video, and hey, we'll see you guys on the road somewhere.